Hi, I'm Counselor Carl. Today I want to explain the 4 styles of communication: passive, aggressive, passive-aggressive, and assertive. Those of you who grew up in dysfunctional families may never have learned to communicate effectively in relationships. You may be passive and unwilling to advocate for yourself, or aggressive and attempt to run roughshod over others, or passive-aggressive and smile while sabotaging others behind their backs. If so, then no wonder your relationships are not working well. In order to build healthy relationships, you must learn to be assertive. You must learn to say what you mean what you say, but don't say it mean. So let's talk about the 4 styles of communication and why 3 of them simply don't work. First, there is passive communication, which is born of low self-esteem. Passive communicators avoid expressing their opinions and feelings, fail to set boundaries with others, and do not assert for themselves in relationships. They believe their needs and feelings are wrong or bad and refuse to ask others to meet them. They allow others to abuse them, manipulate them, or take advantage of them. They exhibit poor eye contact and slump body posture, and tend to speak softly or apologetically. The impact of a pattern of passive communication on such persons is that they feel anxious because life seems out of their control, and depressed because they feel stuck, hopeless, and bad about themselves. They also feel resentful because their needs are not being met, and they feel confused because they ignore their own feelings and needs, which are meant to guide them. As such, passive communicators are unable to resolve conflicts through negotiation because they are unwilling to express their opinions, feelings, wants, and needs. Sadly, passive communicators are unable to heal, grow, or have healthy relationships because real issues are never addressed. Next, we have aggressive communication, which is born of low self-esteem and powerlessness, often caused by physical and emotional abuse in childhood. Aggressive communicators will violate the rights of others to get their needs met. They will use physical and emotional abuse, humiliation, intimidation, criticism, and blame, and act in rude and threatening ways. They have low frustration tolerance, so they easily blow up. They do not listen well and frequently interrupt others, often speaking in a loud and demanding voice with piercing eye contact and overbearing posture. The impact of a pattern of aggressive communication is that such persons alienate others by generating fear and sometimes hatred. They are unable to participate in resolving conflicts because they simply demand that others give them what they want. And since they blame others for their problems and mistakes, they are unable to grow, heal, or have healthy relationships. Next, there is passive-aggressive communication, born of repressed resentment and an extreme sense of powerlessness. Passive-aggressive communicators appear cooperative and friendly, while consciously or subconsciously doing things to annoy, disrupt, and sabotage others. They feel powerless to deal directly with the objects of their resentments, thus use subtle sabotage to express their anger. They mutter to themselves rather than confront the person or issue because they refuse to acknowledge their anger. They use facial expressions that don't match how they feel, such as smiling when angry, and use sarcasm to put others down. The impact of a passive-aggressive communication style on such individuals is that they become alienated from those around them, live in emotional isolation, and remain stuck in a position of powerlessness. They discharge their resentments in indirect ways while real issues and their anger are never acknowledged. As such, they remain stuck, unable to heal, grow, or have healthy relationships. And finally, there is assertive communication, which is born of healthy self-esteem and respect for self and others. Assertive communicators express their needs, feelings, wants, and opinions clearly, directly, and respectfully. They use I statements and convey respect for others. They listen well without interrupting and make good eye contact while speaking in a calm and respectful tone with relaxed body posture. They do not allow others to abuse or manipulate them because they stand up for their rights while respecting the rights of others. The impact of a pattern of assertive communication is that such individuals feel in control of their lives, feel connected to others, and feel good about themselves. They are willing to negotiate to resolve conflicts while creating a respectful environment for others to grow and heal. And they are comfortable acknowledging their mistakes, and thus are able to heal, grow, and participate in creating healthy relationships. Now, all four styles of communication have their place. For example, being passive makes sense when dealing with a drunk husband. Being passive-aggressive is a good strategy if you're a prisoner of war, since being assertive with guards would be laughed at. Being passive would make you feel like you've stopped fighting the war, and being aggressive, well, that would surely get you killed. So smiling while sabotaging and disrupting behind the scenes would be the perfect strategy for taking on the guards. And there are even times when being aggressive makes sense, such as if you're being assaulted, because assertively stating, "Sir, when you hit me in the face with that board, it greatly upsets me, so please stop," well, that would only allow the aggressor to continue beating the crap out of you. A more effective style of communication would be to aggressively yell, scream, and knock the person down so you can escape. But the simple truth is this: 99% of the time, being assertive is the most effective style of communication. Thus, it must become your style of communication if you hope to have healthy relationships. So remember the slogan, say what you mean what you say, but don't say it mean, and keep practicing it every day. If you found this video helpful, please click the thumbs up button. And if you want to hear more from me, then subscribe to my channel, Counselor Carl. I will be publishing a new video every other weekend. You can also visit my website, SerenityOnlineTherapy.com, to learn more about me, other mental health topics, and the services I provide. Thank you for watching this video, and keep paying attention to your life. Until next time.